Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
This was my first online business. I started it during my first year of college, around 7 years ago. Over the years, I gained solid experience in this field and learned a lot throughout the journey. I developed skills in advertising and SEO, which now allow me to work on FBA as well. At this point, I have a stable and clear strategy that I follow in running the business.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
Honestly, I'm still a bit hesitant about selling the business, especially since it has been growing month after month. I developed a clear strategy that consistently increases sales, and if the buyer pays attention, they will notice that new designs keep selling every month. My goal was to make this business 46x, so I could feel fully satisfied, but the highest I managed to reach was 39x.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
There are two main ways to operate the business. The first method relies on the existing designs reaching their full potential. This only requires reviewing and adjusting the ads once a week or maybe twice, which is enough not just to maintain sales but to keep them growing as well. The second one is to keep uploading new designs, especially since my tier is high, by following the same strategy. This approach will require a higher ad spend, so the profit increase will be smaller compared with the first method. However, it's definitely better in the long term.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
About a year ago, I started using AI and it's increased sales very much, mainly because I use it correctly. AI is available to everyone, but not everyone knows how to leverage it to get better results. In this business, you have to stand out, otherwise, you will just be producing the same content as everyone else. You have to be creative than anyone else. If I were to keep the business, and this what I have actually been doing, I would continue uploading more designs, systemize niche selection and ad management, and stick to consistent daily routine. The number of designs per day doesn't have to be huge, but over time, it builds up and creates a significant growth.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
The main risk with merch by Amazon is the possibility of an account termination. Aside from that, in my opinion, it's one of the best online business models with no major disadvantages. To avoid this risk, it's important to follow a clear system for uploading designs, selecting niches, and most importantly, writing listing, because all rejections come from listing and SEO. Even a single word in the listing can be risky if it's not chosen carefully. I will explain all of these guidelines with the buyer so they won't face any issues moving forward.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
I can offer 60 days of support. We can have a Zoom meeting every week, once or twice. And of course, if the buyer has any question during that period, I'll be available to answer at any time.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
No, I prefer a full front payment because I plan to use the money to purchase an apartment and invest in other businesses. However, I am open to an arrangement where I continue working as a manager for this business after the sale.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
I'm not just selling a business, I'm selling a complete system. The buyer will have fully visibility into all the processes that allow them to scale and multiply profits. They won't even need to hire a designer. They can let a family member handle the work as long as they can use a computer only. The alone saves around 50% of the time required to run the operation. In addition, the current designs have strong potential, even higher earnings, which makes this a valuable and scalable opportunity for any buyer.
All right, everyone, thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.